Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 8. So, yeah, guess who is back? Back again. Well, almost back. That's right, The Flash. So, tell a friend, and you should let your friends know that, that also watch the show, that it's coming back because it is premiering at a random time of the year, which of course is just over a week from now on November 16th, with it all kicking off with the well-announced special event, which is pretty much a crossover, though they aren't calling it a crossover, that of course being Armageddon. Now, there could be another promo or trailer coming out for The Flash Season 8 and this Armageddon event in the next couple of days in the lead up to the premiere, but who knows? It seems they are keeping things secret in regards to the larger things at play within this event, but we will just have to wait and see. Like, I thought there would have been one last week or the week that just went past, but it didn't come out, so due to that, I'm expecting one this week, but let's wait and see. But about a week or so ago, or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't know. My brain is frazzled, but it was at least within the past fortnight or so, we got the synopsis or description for episode 1, the premiere of The Flash Season 8, which didn't really reveal too much, as it was just sort of like a summarized version of the longer synopsis for the Armageddon event as a whole that was released like a while ago. But in this video, we are going to be going over the episode 2 synopsis, which reveals a bit more, but also gives us a good idea as to what Despero, who we're led to believe is the threat in this Armageddon event, will be putting upon Barry, which definitely surprised me when I read it, but also it sort of links to the Armageddon event from the comics in a way, but with a twist. And this episode description also teases the return of a fan favorite from a previous crossover, at least a character that played a part in a fan favorite scene within a previous crossover. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various thoughts, opinions, theories, predictions, everything like that in the comments, and just what you generally think, what could be, happening in this event based off what we read out in the synopsis. I'm very curious to, always read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, you're looking forward to The Flash being back in just over a week from now, drop a like on the video to show your support, excitement, hype, all of that. But yes, this is episode 2 of The Flash Season 8, and as we expected based off episode 1 being entitled Armageddon Part 1, this second episode of The Flash Season 8 is entitled Armageddon Part 2. Yes, like, whoa, what a shock. And the synopsis or description goes as follows. Despero warns the Flash that great tragedies will befall the speedster and calls him to lose his mind. Once that happens, Armageddon will begin. Determined to prove Despero wrong, Barry doubles down on proving his innocence, but a devastating revelation from Iris pushes him to the edge and sends him to seek counsel from Black Lightning. So for those who read the episode 1 synopsis previously, or maybe watched my video where we talked about it, obviously bonus points if you were in that group, you will know that this synopsis gives us more of an idea as to what is going on and what your boy Barry will be going through in the early stages of this Armageddon event. Whether that lasts until episode 5 or part 5 or the final episode is another question. But I am, of course, very excited to see how it all plays out, especially in these early parts, episode 1 and 2, when, what is put upon not only Barry, but the rest of our heroes and the characters that will be partaking in this special 5-part event. But let's just jump into the synopsis and break it down and add anything that needs to be added from what we know about this upcoming Armageddon event. So to start off, we have from the synopsis, Despero warns the Flash that great tragedies will befall the speedster and cause him to lose his mind. Once that happens, Armageddon will begin. So this is really where we start to get a good grip on potentially what is going to be going down in most of, if not all, of this Armageddon event. We knew from the trailer that Despero was giving a sort of like proposition of sorts to Barry to hand himself in or give himself up, but we weren't exactly sure what the reasoning behind that is and why Barry would, well, feel the need to. Like, Barry's really never succumbed to a villain before and gone, okay, I'll just hand myself in, unless it was like a part of the plan. So why would he do it now? But from this, we could be seeing the ties to the Armageddon event from the comics and how they will be used on the show. Now, of course, they could just make it that Barry loses his mind and just becomes inept and can't help, and then something else happens, and, that's how Armageddon begins. However, the Armageddon event from the comics, to keep it simple, revolves around an individual from the future who wasn't the greatest of people. Now, this individual from the future doesn't come back in time. It's just that they do stuff in the future and they just weren't the best of people. and it was about sort of bringing a stop to them by diving into alternate futures 10 years previously, where it would potentially reveal who was at fault and who was this mysterious individual, because it's someone in the past, or in the case of the comics, the present, but they've got like a different identity going on in the future. Now, spoiler alert for the comic story, it wasn't Barry or the Flash in that event. Like, he isn't like, there's like issue. He isn't the issue in that event. And it might not be Barry in this event that we're going to be seeing play out on the TV show. But Despero, I guess, potentially believes it to be, or is at the very least making it out to be, in order to have things go his way. It will be very interesting to see how it plays out early on, and whether there's any twists and turns and stuff at certain parts in the crossover, or if it's just like a reveal towards the end. I guess that's for us to, wait and find out though. But of course, as we know as the audience, and if you read, we just know the Flash as a character, the Flash can be extremely overpowered, especially if they aren't in this like heroic mentality. Like, if we want to use Superman as an example, as this, like, Superman's always been used, or like it's always been brought up with Superman. Superman is always known for like holding back. He's been known to hold back, not use his full power. But an evil Superman or an evil Kryptonian, well, they don't hold back. So with the Flash, you would be getting into the same territory. Reverse Flash always seems like a competitive, if not maybe stronger in some instances, speedster than Barry or the Flash. But Reverse Flash is bad, so he isn't holding back. He's going out. He's looking to kill, everything like that. But Barry would be holding back. Barry doesn't want to go full on out and potentially kill someone. So just imagine what a Barry corrupted by evil or bad events, or potentially his mind going a bit cuckoo. Well, just imagine what that version of Barry and the Flash could do. Not many people, if any, would be able to get in his way and potentially stop him. But in regards to the tragedies that will befall the Speedstar, that's mentioned in the synopsis, this was hinted at in the trailer, with his friends and family being the ones who would die and sort of having to, save them and everything. But would someone else kill them, and that's what drives Barry, insane, and his mind goes all weird? Or is Barry corrupted, and Barry's the one that does it, and then he realizes that he did it, and it sort of delves him deeper into being like insane and stuff? I'm very curious what that even means. Or is it potentially like another force trying to push Barry in a certain direction? I don't mean like a force like in like the still force, but just like another, person or another threat that's going to show up, or potentially play a part in the future, that's pushing Barry in a certain direction. But due to this, and what the synopsis is playing off, is like Despero really a villain? Like, early on, he might be trying to paint himself as like a helpful messenger of sorts, and almost like a savior, if you want to call it. But once Barry can, possibly like break through and discover the truth, the real reason why Despero is here could be revealed. That's for us to wait and find out. I don't have like too big of an idea as to what could be going down overall in this event in regards to that. But I wonder if they're going to sort of like, change it up with Despero here and there. So make us think one thing, then change it, then go back and forth, or whatever it might be, or have like different sort of things going on. I'm curious, but I think they might keep us a bit, up in the air about Despero and what his true intentions are until maybe a later point in the event, whether it's episode 2, 3, maybe even 4. But I don't think they'll just lay it out straight away. I think we might have to, let it just sit for a bit and see how the show plays out. But next up in the synopsis we have, determined to prove Despero wrong, Barry doubles down on proving his innocence, but a devastating revelation from Iris pushes him to the edge. So I wonder, does like Barry time travel to see his own future? Is he put in this situation where this happens, and then all this happens in the future, and Barry then goes, well, I'll just time travel to the future, I've done it before. But maybe it's a future where certain events haven't played out. Maybe like Barry travels to maybe a future where it's just if nothing happened. Because maybe what Despero is saying is like, well, this could potentially happen, or something along those lines, or this person hasn't made the decision. So that's not necessarily the future of this timeline specifically. So Barry doesn't get to see exactly what is potentially put forward. But maybe with Iris, with her time sickness, can see an alternate future or something along those lines. Or maybe it's the future like with evil Barry, or maybe it's the future with just some dead bodies, or knowing that maybe she dies, something along those lines. Which in her eyes would sort of prove that Despero is correct, or at least he's leaning towards being correct rather than being incorrect. Or maybe Iris sees something bad that Despero says would happen that Barry couldn't find, something along those lines. Like, they have said that Iris's time sickness thing will be a thing throughout the whole season for the most part, which we're led to believe was going to be like, you know, after Armageddon. But we also know it will feature slightly in this event towards the beginning. We assume that it would just be episode 1, but based off this, it might be in some of part 2 as well. But, you know, it might just be like a one scene and that's it. But it's enough of a, you know, it's an important scene that sort of carries on. So there's no real need to go back to it. But yeah, to finish off the synopsis we have, and sends him to seek counsel from Black Lightning. So this is Black Lightning's second time on The Flash. We're wondering, oh, when was the first time? You're lying. You're lying. Well, the first time was in the Crisis episode. I'm pretty sure Black Lightning appears in the Flash episode of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And he's also the Legends episode, the final part. But I think his first appearance was the Flash episode. And we saw Barry and Jefferson, or you know, Black Lightning, in the Hall of Justice building thing around the heroes table and just in that general area. Now, is that the only area where these two characters will interact? Obviously, the trailer didn't show us too much. The trailer was sort of bare bones. It gave us a taste of things, showed us who was in the crossover, but didn't really show us too much because obviously it wasn't too long. So maybe a trailer that comes out this week might show us more. So I don't know if like that Hall of Justice sort of building is the only area the two will interact. But regardless, it does seem that Black Lightning will be the one to sort of push Barry in the right direction to, you know, not take in all of like Despero's threats too much, while also maybe pushing Barry towards getting help from other heroes within this world. Now, obviously, one of the big questions that I've had myself, I'm sure you guys have had as well, just in regards to, well, why are the heroes only showing up for one episode? I wonder whether they'll explain that. Now, we're led to believe there's maybe like 2 of the guest stars that have been announced. I think people are saying Ryan Choi and Alex Danvers that are going to be more than one episode. But for example, like Ray Palmer, Black Lightning, Batwoman, Mia Queen, and stuff like that, they're led to believe, we're led to believe that they're only in one episode each. So hopefully the story explains why they are only in one episode and why they wouldn't stick around to help if this is such a big thing. But maybe there's a specific reason. I'm sure that they'd have to put it in there. I don't know how they could and then make it make sense. But yeah, it seems this episode could be, like, episode 2 itself could be a bit like a big explainer episode and laying a lot of the plot and reasoning and just explanations out on the table for us to then see play out over the next few weeks following this episode. Because I'm assuming episode 3, the following episode, will have like a, oh damn, oh damn moment, like one of those things. Just because you usually get that in the middle of a crossover. Something just sort of shakes it up. Could be in this episode, but I expect in episode 3, and then the final 2 episodes are a bit crazy. So yeah, let's wait and see how it plays out, but I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be cool to see Black Lightning back, just because his show, it ended in weird fashion. So hopefully they can, you know, have some fun with him when he comes back for this episode. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on everything we went over in this video, all your thoughts, theories, predictions, everything like that. Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.